This video was brought to you by Markus Bil, Elbilmek, ABRP, Stormberg, Kempower and Bilkomponenter. Yo, what's up? We're now in front of the house and today I'll talk about the Scandic zip screens. I got the price from Scandic a while ago. I just didn't have time to shoot video until now. So yeah, quick recap. Scandic is a company in Norway, actually located in Gjøvik, about an hour-ish drive away from here. And they make sunscreens and they have some other products also. They install heat pumps and they have some, what do you call it, marquise, well, but basically sunscreens and stuff, right? And they came here and they checked out, took some measurement of different stuff here and they found out how much it will cost to have these zip screens. So I will walk through the house and show you guys how much it costs, and also we'll see about the area on each location. The first window is technically not a window, it's actually a door. So this is a porch door. It is 240 times 240. It's a double door. It goes all the way down here. It's wonderful from the inside. You get this nice open view of the surroundings. But the area is 5.8 square meters, but then you have to also deduct the stuff in between here, right? But okay, whatever, that will also be the case for the other windows. And then the price, yeah, so the price is 20,000 NOK. That is the official price with some typical discount that they give. And then if I will buy it, I get a lower price, but I still have to pay something. But also installation is another 7,000. And then depending on whether you have to go on the second floor or not, then it also has another 3,000 NOK in scaffold. So yeah, you see that for this case here, it is 27,000 NOK just to cover this area. And then we can also calculate how much does it cost versus how much area it costs. And then you will see that actually the bigger it is, the more cost efficient it becomes. But I can show you on this side, we just happen to put some of the furnitures here anyway, and I want to tuck them in against the wall because lately we had some strong winds. So I don't want the furniture to blow off the porch. It is quite open right now. We don't have any fences or whatever yet. We can't afford it. The pool has not been finished yet because the pools.no guys, they just disappeared after they kind of messed up. Didn't tell me I need to fill up the pool, but it is ready now. So I don't know what the heck happened to them. But yeah, so you see, we have quite open area here and here, but keep in mind that this is east facing. So the north is roughly here. So the sun comes up here in the morning. So it is somewhat weak sun we get here, right? Around 9 to noon, let's say, noon 1 in the afternoon. Then the sun moves more over in that direction. So since I already have some cover here, the furniture tends to be here, then it's actually not that critical. So when we talk about the area, maybe the effective area is more over here, not the whole thing there, but it depends. And then eventually maybe we'll find another placement for the furnitures. But for now, they kind of just help block for some of the heat, so they just absorb some of the heat there. And then here, Scandic did not measure this. It is a lot larger than the ones to the side here. But I'm not sure if we need much of sunshade there because eventually around 11 noon, we get cover from the balcony. So the balcony blocks almost, maybe not half, but maybe around 30% of the top. So then it doesn't become that hot. So maybe we don't need zip screen here. But even if there will be zip screen here, the cost might not be that much more than what we mentioned. So maybe around 35k NOK, just a round guess. And then we have up there, I cannot show you from where I'm standing, but that double window is 260 wide, 140 high. And the area is not that big, but since we have to go up on the second floor, we have to pay the 3,000 NOK extra for scaffolding to get up there. So actually the price for what there is up there is not that much different than down here, but down here we have way bigger area. And then up there, we might eventually also get a little bit of shade from that, what they will call it, the roof that extends out. So maybe the gain on that is worse, but it's actually not the worst we have seen. Sorry for the noise, the new road is being constructed over there. So there's some excavator, what they were going on over there. So we hear a bit of noise, but it's not that bad since we are kind of far away from it. But okay, over to the house again. So you see that area there, also gets sun blasted in. We're still on the east side, but it gets cover from the roof also. So it might not need any shading there really. Or I mean, we can put some shade there, but it would be poor bang for the bucks. That's my guess. And the next window is here. This is in the living room. We are now on the south facing side. So here it is one of the most expensive. It's not that big, only 140 times 140, but then that's pretty much it. There's no stuff in the middle. So area here is the lowest, okay? But also price is quite high. But the top there is even worse because we have to put scaffolding up there. So it becomes very expensive. That is the worst bang for the buck versus, yeah, but then also the south facing side here, I'm not sure, probably gets more heat than over there. I mean, how the heck do I measure this? Well, I'm not sure. I could put, for example, my EcoFlow solar panel, just somehow stick it on the wall, right, vertically with some tape or whatever, duct tape, and then try to measure how many kilowatt hour I get until the sun moves over here, right? The 4 or 5 hours of sun we get, but I have to pick a day without any clouds then to measure it. And then I can do the same thing on this side, but then it can't be done on the same day because the sun moves over there, but at least on the other side, I could do it on the same day. So if I measure that, I could figure out how much energy we give actually on this actual property. Otherwise, there could be some website where you can estimate based on that. Probably it has some kind of, on the solar panel, whatever, forum or whatever, right? There should be some resources, but then you have to know exact angle of the house and so on, and also position on the house, yeah, how far north we are to figure it out. But so I'm actually not sure how much it is, but my impression is that the west side, they get the most sun energy. Fortunately, you can see that the south side has only 2 windows, so there's not that much, fortunately. So yeah, but then if we cover this, it would be quite expensive and the gain would be quite low. And then on the west side, we also have the same window arrangement here that we have on the east, the east side. And then when it comes to how much sun we get here, well, on the west side we should get lots, but then eventually, maybe around 6 in the afternoon, then some of the trees, they help shade for this, so at least that helps. But then, yeah, this side here would be nice to have sunshade or zipscreen, but for now it kind of works. And then when it comes to the second floor there, that will also be more expensive because we have to go up. But then we already have the very expensive, what do you call it, lamella thing in the inside, and then it's a bathroom, and I don't know what's up with that, but it seems like, okay, it doesn't feel that hot. We have maybe around 25, 26 degrees Celsius, but we want to have it hot in the bathroom anyway. So, and maybe because maybe the tiles, they absorb the heat better, I don't know. It just at least doesn't feel that hot in there. And even though we could put zipscreen there, it doesn't seem like we need it. Maybe those big heavy tree wooden lamellas in the inside, they also absorb some of the heat. I don't know what's going on, but it actually works there, so not much needed there. And then when it comes to this side here, yes, this is another bedroom, so it would be nice to have some zipscreen there, but then it won't be symmetric if you have only on that side, but not on the bathroom side. So I'm not sure what to do there. And then when it comes to this tiny little window here, this is a bathroom, and we just have a cardboard cover, and it works great. It might not look that pretty, but also here I think zipscreen is not needed. I can probably just get some cheap one, whatever, on the inside. They call it plissé gardine, I'm not sure, where you can move in both directions, up and down, and that should be sufficient enough. And also, it's a relatively small bathroom, around 8 square meters, but the window is so small, so no problem there. When it comes to this room, this is the washing room, and in general also the washing room, you want to have it hot. It's usually around 25, 26 degrees Celsius, so it's fine. We don't need any zipscreen here. Maybe eventually I want some kind of inside, maybe just some lamellas here also to make it look pretty, but that's it. And then, yeah, we cover everything. So now comes to the big one here. And yeah, so you see that we have measured now. It is 4 meters wide and 3.6 meters tall, but that would be only the upper side. and 14.4 square meters minus a little bit in between there. But it has the biggest area, and also the price for it isn't that high. It seems like you have to pay some kind of base price for the motor and some of the mechanic stuff and whatever, right? And then as long as you just increase the size of the screen, it doesn't go bananas in the price. So actually it has the best bang for the bucks, despite that we have to also go high up and mount it there. But here, at least Scandic, because of the top part there, the top roof there, they don't want to put a solar panel there because they are afraid that it won't get enough sun. Not sure about the other ones. Maybe the smaller windows there, it would be fine because it's a smaller unit. But here, since you have to move, you need more energy to move that stuff up and down, then they actually want to hook it up on power. And then I think we talked about this before about not want to puncture the house. The house is more or less sealed, but we can find an outlet here. I'm not sure what this outlet was meant for anyway. I think I'll use it for various things. I could charge a car here also, but I'm not doing it. I have so many easy charging stations anyway. But they could hook it up here, but then they had to try to make it as pretty as possible. So maybe they can hide a cable over here and then run it up there. Yeah, or they could of course drill a hole through the wall, but I think it is better to go on the outside instead of going inside and drill a hole. So, but man, I mean, which one do you think we should go for? Okay, another thing I should mention is that if you want to cover the whole house, depending on if you want to cover the whole house, for example, the north side is not needed, it's pointless. At least the places where it would matter, I estimated that it would cost 250,000 NOK. You can buy, well, you can't buy a Tesla, but you can buy a lot for 250k NOK. And also, how much can you possibly save in energy then? Well, you can probably do the math, right? Try to calculate the energy, or the heat energy it will be gathering versus how much the stuff costs. But you can run the air conditioning a lot for 250,000 NOK, because alternatively what we could do is we can install a heat pump. That was what we wanted to do in the first place anyway. Install a heat pump, okay, and then we just burn electricity. But electricity in Norway is quite cheap during summer, and that's when we need it. So I mean, we could discuss this for a long time. Oh, it's gonna rain now. And also, you know, when we had the hot season, a hot period about a couple of weeks ago, yeah, then it was hot, okay, for around 2 weeks, roughly, at least 1 week plus 10 days, right? But lately, it has been cold. It was actually 4 degrees Celsius at night. Nowadays, it's around 10 degrees at night. And we have clouds and stuff. So nowadays, the house becomes super efficient, because as soon as we get a little bit of sun, it heats up the house to perfect temperature, and then we don't have to run electricity. So I'm consuming only 6 kilowatt hour per day, heating up 285 square meter house. You know, so it's crazy. It's like in the daytime, if we get some sun, we will heat up to around 25, 26 degrees Celsius. During the night, it drops to only 24, sometimes 23. And then in the morning, it goes up again. And then if it's cold outside or cloudy or rainy, then it just runs the heat pump. And the COP is over 4, at least nowadays. So, I mean, the zipscreen is nice when it's very hot outside. But since we are in Norway, then the hot days in Norway usually last for only around, I would say, 2 to 4 weeks per year that we get those 25 degrees Celsius or higher and lots of sun. So then it boils down to what is the best deal. Should we go for heat pump? A heat pump in comparison will cost around 15 to 25,000 NOK total with installation and the heat pump. But it will not cover all the rooms. That's the problem. The heat pump will only cover the living room, which will, okay, living room and kitchen area. And then since the cold stays low, then we only cover that. Well, actually, we can open up the door here, so it will also cover that room And if we need to cool down this room, but it's not a problem, we don't want to cool it down. Actually, we want to keep it warm here also. So it's somewhat limited. It will only cover maybe 40% of the area of the house, or I would say maybe 50-60% of the rooms that needs to be cooled down. But I should also mention another thing is that nowadays in the afternoon, since it's not that hot outside, 15 degrees Celsius, we want the heat in here, because what happens is that the sun blasts in here in the afternoon, evening hours, and it heats up this area, and the heat rises, goes up to the second floor, and then I open up the doors to the bedroom, the bedroom on the opposite side there, on the east bedroom, and also the bathroom. And we also want the bathroom in the second floor to be warm, so we actually get lots of free heat. That's probably why we spend only 6 kilowatt-hour per day. And then the bedroom, I seen it stays at around 24 degrees Celsius in the evening. And then during night we shut the door to the bedroom where Isabel sleeps, and during night it drops to around 22-21 degrees Celsius. So that means free energy and perfect temperature. But if we would invest in something, I think this would be the best deal, best bang for the bucks, because yeah, as you guys see, it has the best price per square meter, and it covers many rooms, or it affects many rooms. And what we could do is, yeah, we could go for that zip screen and then go for the heat pump, and that would be it. Then we don't need any other zip screens. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Which windows or which zip screen would be the best to go for, and which zip screen would be the worst to go for? My claim is that the worst would actually be on the south side, because we only have 2 windows there, and they are small and they become really expensive, especially the one in the bedroom up there. So for that one, I'm not sure what to do. Eventually we want to get heat pump, because heat pump is a lot faster to react, to generate heat during winter, to help heat up if it's needed, and then also you can cool down during summer. But yeah, I'm not sure what other options we have. Yeah, but for now, I'm actually not going to order any zip screen. It was interesting to see this, but there are some unforeseen expenses, to put it that way. The pool had a bill, the remaining 10% that needs to be paid, and I almost forgot about it. I was like, oh shit. But then I also get tax money back this year, because I paid too much tax last year, because I paid so much interest rate for the house last year. So fortunately I get a quite big chunk back there. That's how it works in Norway, is that when you pay interest, you get some tax relief from it. And then, but that kind of equalizes it, but still, that doesn't mean that I have too much money, because there are how to put this, there are certain things I need to prioritize, and there was one thing that came up, which is the baby photography thing, and they are somewhat expensive depending on what you want, but we went for one of the better ones, and we can't postpone the baby photography, so we have to go for it, and that becomes a cost that, you know, eats up the money that would have gone to a heat pump. But now it started raining. But like you see, nowadays I don't think about zip screen. I don't think too much about heat pump. The emergency heat pump is not in use much at all. Just some days, just for half an hour, 1 hour, and that's it. So yeah, that's my takeaway from this. So I want to hear what you guys think. What should we do? What should we not do? I'm gonna get inside now because I'm gonna get wet. So that's gonna be for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.